Me taking up boxing isn't to silence critics or show critics otherwise. This is all about me doing something that I'm passionate about, something that I want to achieve, soak up as much information as I can and improve as a boxer. Transitioning from rugby to fighting is something that throughout when I had my knee injury, I picked up on a lot of boxing throughout that, and something that I just grew to love. When you've trained so much for something, you want to test yourself and see how good you are. And having the opportunity to fight on Sonny's undercard for a great cause for the KO to drugs, I jumped at the opportunity, and I'm very much looking forward to it. Growing up, I've been able to watch some of the biggest fights when Tyson was coming through. I was always a fan of Evander Holyfield. Just the way he held himself in the ring, his explosive nature, and also just his ring craft. I really enjoyed watching him fight. I always followed boxing, and we had a boxing star in New Zealand, David Tour. I think at that time, the heavyweight champion of the world was the most prestigious title you could have. It was right up there with the likes of being the President of the United States. Anthony Mundine's one of my very close friends, and just some of the things I've learned off him, and watching him come through as he transitioned from a very similar sport to myself, and the success that he's had. I'm very fortunate to have a guy like him so close to me. Things happen for a reason, and you look. I did have the knee injury. When you can't use your legs, I was just sit down boxing, and then by the time I could stand up and move around, I just started to enjoy it more and more. So, like I said, things happen for a reason, and it turns out for that particular reason, I'm now lining up for a fight on February 8th.
SBW versus Botha, featuring Quade Cooper KO to drugs. Live February 8 on Main Event, Channel 518.